Top 5 largest mountains ever discovered on Earth. Mount Everest. Mount Everest is Earth's highest mountain above sea level, located in the Mahalingir Himal sub-range of the Himalayas. The China-Nepal border runs across its summit point. Its elevation, snow height, of 8,848.86 meters, 29,031.7 feet, was most recently established in 2020 by the Nepali and Chinese authorities. Mount Everest attracts many climbers, some of them highly experienced mountaineers. There are two main climbing routes, one approaching the summit from the southeast, in Nepal, and the other from the north, in Tibet. They climbed the mountain in 1953 and hold the record together. The first records of Everest's height came much earlier, in 1856. British surveyors recorded that Everest was the tallest peak in the world in their Great Trigonometrical Survey of the Indian subcontinent. Mount Everest's climbing industry has become controversial. As popularity of the climb has increased, there have been more traffic jams as climbers spend too much time in the death zone waiting for their chance to go to the summit. K2 Mountain. K2, at 8,611 meters, 28,251 feet, above sea level, is the second highest mountain on Earth, after Mount Everest, at 8,848 meters, 29,029 feet. It lies in the Karakoram Range, in part, in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan-administered Kashmir and, in part, in a China-administered territory of the Kashmir region included in the Taxkorgan Tajik Autonomous County of Xinjiang. The summit was reached for the first time by the Italian climbers Lino Lacedelli and Achille Compagnoni on the 1954 Italian expedition led by Ardito Decio. In January 2021, K2 became the final 8,000er to be summited in the winter. The mountaineering feat was accomplished by a team of Nepalese climbers, led by Nirmal Purya and Ming Magalya Sherpa. K2 is the only 8,000 plus meter peak that has never been climbed from its eastern face. Ascents have almost always been made in July and August, which are typically the warmest times of the year. K2's more northern location makes it more susceptible to inclement and colder weather. The peak has now been climbed by almost all of its ridges. Although the summit of Everest is at a higher altitude, K2 is a more difficult and dangerous climb, due, in part to its more inclement weather. As of June 2018, only 367 people have completed the ascent to its summit. There have been 91 deaths during attempted climbs, according to the list maintained on the list of deaths on 8,000ers. Kangchenjunga Mountain. Kangchenjunga, also spelled Kanchenjunga, is the third highest mountain in the world. It rises with an elevation of 8,586 meters, 28,169 feet, in a section of the Himalayas called Kangchenjunga Himal, delimited in the west by the Tamar River, in the north by the Lanak Chu and Jongsong La, and in the east by the Teesta River. It lies between Nepal and Sikkim, India, with three of the five peaks, Main, Central, and South, directly on the border, and the remaining two, West and Kangbakan, in Nepal's Taplejung district of Province No. 1. Until 1852, Kangchenjunga was assumed to be the highest mountain in the world, but calculations based on various readings and measurements made by the Great Trigonometrical Survey started by the British infantry officer William Lambton came to the conclusion in 1849 that Mount Everest, known as Peak 15, at the time, was the highest. Allowing for further verification of all calculations, it was officially announced in 1856 that Kangchenjunga is the third highest mountain in the world. Kangchenjunga was first climbed on 25th of May, 1955, by Joe Brown and George Band, who were part of the 1955 British Kangchenjunga expedition. Is the fourth highest mountain in the world at 8,516 meters, 27,940 feet, after Mount Everest, K2, and Kangchenjunga. Part of the Everest Massif. Lhotse is connected to the latter peak via the South Colonel Lhotse means South Peak in Tibetan. In addition to the main summit at 8,516 meters, 27,940 feet, above sea level, the mountain comprises the smaller peaks, Lhotse Middle, East, at 8,414 meters, 27,605 feet, and Lhotse Shar at 8,383 meters, 27,503 feet. The summit is on the border between Tibet and the Khumbu region of Nepal. An early attempt on Lhotse was by the 1955 International Himalayan Expedition, headed by Norman Dyrenfort. It also included 2 Austrians and was the first expedition in the Everest area to include Americans. The main summit of Lhotse was first climbed on May 18, 1956, by the Swiss team of Ernst Reis and Fritz Luxinger from the Swiss Mount Everest/Kama-Lhotse expedition. The routes diverge, with climbers bound for Everest taking a left over the Geneva Spur up to the South Col, while Lhotse climbers take a right further up the Lhotse face. The last part to the summit leads through the narrow Rice Couloir until the Lhotse main peak is reached. Mukulu, in the world at 8,485 meters, 27,838 feet. It is located in the Mahalingir Himalayas, 19 kilometers, 12 miles, southeast of Mount Everest, on the border between Nepal and Tibet Autonomous Region, China. One of the 8,000ers, Mukulu is an isolated peak, whose shape is a four-sided pyramid. Mukulu has 2 notable subsidiary peaks. Kangchenjunga, or Mukulu, 7,678 meters, lies about 3 kilometers, 1.9 miles, north-northwest of the main summit. Rising about 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, north-northeast of the main summit across a broad plateau, and connected to Kangchenjunga by a narrow, 7,200 meters saddle, is Chamo-Alonzo, 7,804 meters. The first climb on Mukulu was made by an American team led by Riley Keegan in the spring of 1954. The expedition was composed of Sierra Club members, including Alan Steck, and was called the California Himalayan Expedition to Mukulu. They attempted the southeast ridge but were turned back at 7,100 meters, 23,300 feet, by a constant barrage of storms. A New Zealand team including Sir Edmund Hillary was also active in the spring, but did not get very high due to injury and illness. An ascent without oxygen was attempted by the 1960-61 Silver Hut expedition, but 2 attempts did not succeed.